I think on a broad basis, that willingness in supporting the economy, I think that does help to put a floor to Chinese market valuation, be it on the A shares or H shares, right? But how much it can re-rate really depends on, as I mentioned, the magnitude of the policy support as well as the pace of the policy support. But one thing you have to bear in mind is we don't think that the Chinese government is interested to recreate another stock market bubble or a property bubble, right? So I think in terms of measures, it will be sufficient enough to prevent a collapse or, a downward spiral of the economy. But any signs of excessive exuberance, I will be worried, because I think the Chinese policy makers will also be worried.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because as we've been discussing, there was that Wall Street Journal article just in recent days that was suggesting that sources over in Beijing of this particular reporter, who are very close to sort of the thinking over there with President Xi Jinping, is that the near-term goal is not to massively stimulate demand, but to fend off a brewing financial crisis, and basically just trying to bail out the indebted local governments, and also to revive the stock market, which flies in the face of those out there who think Xi Jinping doesn't care about the stock market, because he needs a functioning one in order to compete with the US, undoubtedly. But this is also not veering too far away from this whole technological drive of the new productive forces. So in that case, what do investors do with this? I mean, do you shift your thinking from the policy to the fundamentals, and does this become a stock pickers market?
Right. I think, first of all, we are not in the camp of, say, China being not investable. Right. So, and the policy support recently suggests that policymakers do care about the economy, and to a certain extent, stock market, as you mentioned, because I think there is linkage to confidence on the economy. If you have a decent stock market, you have good confidence on the economy, then you will not go into a downward deflationary spiral. Right. So yes, be mindful of valuations still. We are seeing still pockets of opportunities, tax opportunities. If they have pulled back recently, I think that would be a good time to pick up the new economy side. But even on some of the dividend yield plays, property aside, because it's quite volatile, but in the telco space, for example, good dividend yields, why not pick them up?